Alright everyone, welcome back to Galactic Reviews, and this week we watched Croods 2, or Croods New Age? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure, 95%.
Croods and
Hey,
New
it's
Age.
been a long day.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the discussion because... Right, well, let's just go ahead and jump into this discussion.
Alright.
Personally, I enjoyed this movie. Then again, I'm a sucker for comedies, and it pulled at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I want Zach, had you seen the first movie before?
yeah.
Okay, well then we'll start with Payson because he hadn't seen the first one.
Oh,
I have
okay.
seen the first one. I
Well,
watched
he went back and watched it.
Well,
And
I watched
he
watched
both
the
of them.
he
second.
yeah, he hadn't
But
seen
yeah,
the first one prior.
right.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I watched both films doing this review. They were both good. I would say one was better than two, but that's expected usually.
I don't know. Two to me was just, in a way, kind of funny. Funnier
Yeah.
I
than one.
I thought one was funnier.
I don't know.
Well, actually, at the time when the first one came out, I probably laughed a lot more.
Well, you gotta think, that movie came out in 2013.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We were a lot younger. This one we had, because it was more represented for teen love, pretty much.
This one I
So,
thought was a little bit funnier with joke material, only because it is a little bit more
more mature.
I guess more of a mature topic, even though it's not like a mature topic. It's more of a
Yeah.
not as kid like topic.
Yeah.
But I thought the first one was more gag like, had a lot more of like physical gags and physical jokes, and it was more funny in that aspect. But this one was funnier in the desperate beautiful teen romance sort of aspect, playing
Oh
off
no,
of
I get
that.
it.
Yeah. Um,
I get it.
yeah. So I enjoyed both of them. These both gave me an Ice Age kind of like reminiscence.
I will say one thing I did enjoy, you got more screen time with the grandmother
Oh yes. Oh my
in
goodness.
this one.
The
And
grandmother's my
honestly,
favorite character.
she by far has to be the crunk of this.
Oh yes.
I know it's
Well,
it's early to announce this, but 100% there's no other option.
that's true. Yeah, it's true. I feel like Grug, Grug is more like Kronk.
Okay, he's more like Crunk, but honestly, he didn't play that much comedy
No,
before
if
this.
we're talking like personality wise, he's more like Kronk personality wise.
Yes.
If we're talking the role of Kronk, that was definitely the grandmother. Oh my goodness, I want her
Yes.
personal trainer. Those
Dude. And she's gotta be in what? Her 80s?
too old. The age is too old.
Dude, how is she still alive in cavemen prehistoric times, man? She should have
Dude,
died off at this point.
I'm so glad I wasn't actively drinking during that one scene because that would have been a huge spit
Oh,
take and I'd have to
yes.
clean off the TV and everything because oh my goodness. That combined with the flowing wig assist, oh, it was so good. And I
Wiggasis.
uh, and I love how some of the jokes in this movie are so specific, or we can talk about them without giving spoilers, such as
True.
wig assist.
True.
Um,
Honestly, the names. You thought Guy came up with really good names? No, she came up with great names.
Oh,
You got
Sister Sunset.
Wiggasis, you got Stabby.
Oh my goodness, the Thunder Sisters. That was as a bit. That was the funniest bit in the movie to me. The Thunder
Honestly, in
Sisters.
the theme song, or
No,
the song in general for that, that was... Honestly, I was not expect that caught me off guard.
I'm vetoing what I
And I
just
loved
said.
it.
I'm redacting what I just said. The funniest bit in the movie was the bromance between the two dads at the very end.
Okay.
Banana Bros.
The
The
banana
banana
bros.
bread?
As soon as they're like bros, like the music changed, the lighting changed, and it got slower. Oh, that was so funny.
Them running out of the cave together.
Yeah, it was definitely a bromance. There was this movie just had, it was joke after joke after joke.
It really
Um,
was, and it wasn't a disappointing movie.
no, it was a very pleasant sequel. I really liked the very fast recap of the first movie because it's been so long since I saw this first one, and it was very
and it
nice.
worked.
It worked. It was quite fast. Um, oh my goodness, the voice actors did a great job.
Yeah.
Always. Then again, what do
Ri-
you expect from that cast of people?
Ryan Reynolds and Nicolas Cage. That was good.
Peter Dinklage.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep, that one.
I think I wanted more inventions from Guy because those were always fun. The
Yeah,
only
Yeah,
really good
it's
ones,
understandable why his
like
character wasn't as used because of the Bettermans
yeah,
being there,
which I'm
but
I'm
I would
fine
like
with.
to see more of that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
But honestly, I love the story. They finally gave a backstory to his family, which
I
wasn't
mean, they kind of already
necessary,
did in
but
the
was
first film.
exactly, it wasn't necessary. But the whole purpose of it was introducing Belt. How did he find Belt?
Yeah, that was basically the whole reason.
And the
dun,
different
dun,
forms and uses
dun.
of Belt, like seatbelt mode.
How long has he been together? How
Exactly.
long has he been alone?
Yeah, that was.
That was what it was. Oh my goodness. Oh,
And then was it Sash?
Sash. It was
Yeah,
Sash.
Yeah.
You accessorize with the sloth. I accessorize with the sloth.
I think one of my favorite things was
I liked how
the different
respectful.
the
Go ahead.
different the different um I suppose we can say it wigs the grandmother uses.
I liked how I from more of like a serious standpoint. I liked how how like respectful Dawn was. She was not the one intruding on the relationship. It was the parents.
Yeah.
But like she wasn't even like playing into it. She was like, no, that's not right, and
No,
that was
honestly it
cool of her
was more
character.
of like a brother sister relationship between them
Yeah,
yeah.
anyways. So,
yeah. To talk about more of like the serious notes and like the lessons of the movies. The first one was definitely you
Stone Range
can't live
Rangers.
life. Yeah, you can't live life being afraid. You can't
yeah.
completely hide away and be scared of change because even though change is scary,
Which was kind of
sometimes.
the same message from the first
No,
movie.
no, no. That's what I said. That one of the
Yeah.
first movie. The message of the first movie was that sometimes change is needed, and you saw that in how Grug didn't want to leave the cave, and how he was terrified, and how his motto was "Never not be afraid. Fear keeps you alive," which in that time it definitely did. But at the
100%.
end, he changed it to "Never be afraid," because that's when you live life and you experience new things, and new things can be fun and enjoyable, even if they are scary. Um,
Yeah.
and then you flip to the second movie. This one was not so clear. I guess it's like don't let others' differences get in the way of relation. I don't know. It was much more subtle
Yeah.
as
No, I
far
can
as
see
a
that.
children's lesson go.
Yeah, I can
For
see that.
the message, I guess, for parents was don't control your kids. Let your kids be who they are.
Be willing to let them go.
Yeah,
And your time is
privacy
right.
promotes individuality. Unofficial Betterman motto. Um, which I do think some
Because they are
parents.
better man.
Yeah, yeah. Emphasis on the better. So I guess I have seen cases where some parents probably should give their kids more privacy. I've seen cases where it's the opposite. They should not give their kids as much freedom as they do. But where they should have more freedom so they can discover themselves. I guess this is also in the same theme of discovering new things and not being afraid or averse to new experiences. And that new experience is someone who's just like not like you. And as even though you may have your differences, you also have your similarities, like being bad fathers. Bonding moment.
That was the weirdest bonding thing ever.
Oh,
They
No,
were
that was,
bonding
no. The
over how
weirdest
they were so horrible at being dads.
I see it more as they was
during
bonding. Yeah,
the fight with words.
I see it more as they bonded over the fact that they so desperately wanted to be good dads, but they didn't know how to do that always.
Yes, but honestly, the way they did that was so great. Every time they go to throw a punch, it's just words.
That was good. That was good. Part of me was like, how did they already lose stamina? These, or at least he's a caveman. He's
Okay,
hunting for hours.
yes, but you have to think. He's not trained on emotional.
That is true.
I always love the combinations. The spider wolves, the
Two of
what
my
is it?
favorite animals in one. That was awesome.
Yeah, the armadillo and the kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Yeah, honestly, the land shark.
Oh my
Honestly, I
goodness.
just loved I loved the animals from the first one in it. But
How annoying were the parents to you guys? The Bettermans.
Uh,
Hope. How annoying was Hope Phil?
was what?
It was Hope and Phil. Hope Phil.
Yeah, no, okay. Hope
uh,
was more annoying than
yeah.
Phil for me, 100%. Um, Phil
Phil
was
seemed more like an overprotective dad, whereas Hope seemed
well.
like just a
The thing was,
horrible
like, you
person that was
understand
just
what
trying
he
to
was
get rid of
going at.
everything that just didn't want to
Oh
fit
my
into
goodness.
Yeah,
their certain um, specifically drawn out plans for living,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
The
what the Croods were.
yeah. I mean, I understand where Phil was coming from to an extent, especially with the bananas and everything. Um, but he was a smart guy, but he wasn't. No one can compare to Guy, like the first movie.
yeah,
Guy was just.
I mean,
guy
it was a
and
kid that survived in the wild by himself.
For
yeah.
a lot of moons.
Yeah,
Um
a lot of moons and a lot
too
of
many,
moons,
all the moons.
all the
All the
moons.
moons, that's what it was.
Uh, uh, um See, I the visual, sure, that I got for the Bettermans was that, oh my goodness, Hope was just a stereotypical suburban Karen. Oh my goodness, there was a ton of prejudice. She was super
Yeah.
pretentious. She had great fashion, just all of those. Um, and the hair at the end, that was cool. But
Now I don't blame Phil for wanting a man cave all by himself. Not
A man cave?
what's a
What's
naked?
that?
And
where I
Phil
go
was
to
kind of
sleep.
like the lawyer or businessman father who thinks he knows it all and knows what's best, um, and tries to make everything perfect in his way. Um,
Yeah.
were definitely the stereotypes, or at least what they were going for.
You also have the stereotype for Doug.
Wait, thunk in the window.
A
I meant
window.
Thunk, yeah. That's
Oh
what I
my
was. I meant
goodness.
Thunk, not Doug. Doug's the dog.
Douglas is
Yeah,
the
Doug's
weird
the dog.
alligator
Yeah.
dog. Douglas, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Thunk in his window,
Oh my
and then
Yeah.
his
goodness.
portable window.
It's
I
horrible
think
window.
the only thing I enjoyed with Thunk was when his dad's like, we gotta go outside. You gotta play with Doug, and he's like, "Do you want the stick? You want the stick?" Throws it into one of the seal chickens,
Chicken soup.
Yeah,
chicken
I
dude.
seals.
Oh, that bit. It was such a good joke. The throwing it into the eye, and then him imagining throwing it into the eye, and then throwing it into the bamboos, the baboons. Oh my goodness, it was so
It
good.
really was. It
yeah.
usually those things are overused. This one wasn't.
But yeah, I loved the alarm system. If we're going by inventions, I loved the alarm system in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That was so clever. Just dangling chickens. Oh, I loved it. Um, but yeah, funny movie. Some
100%.
pretty deep, or at least honest underlying messages that you sit and think about uh,
Yes.
are nice, or at least are nice. They're not too preachy.
Yeah.
And neither of these movies were preachy, except for them over preaching it as a joke, as a gag, ironically,
Yeah.
in the Wolf Spider Den. But that was a plot device that they used. It worked as a plot device.
It did.
But yeah, neither of the movies are too preachy. They're both the jokes and gags completely stole the movie. Jack Black's performance in the credits was phenomenal.
I was about to ask because I was
What?
like, I'm pretty sure that's Jack Black.
At the very in the beginning song, the I Think I Love You, that song that they played throughout the movie,
Yeah.
at the credits, Jack Black and his band Tenacious D sang it.
Yeah,
Oh,
And I was
this
that's
like,
what I
hold
thought
up.
it was.
Jack Black's night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
that's what
was
I
fun.
thought.
Oh yeah,
And I
I
was like, is
waited.
this really?
I sat and waited through the credits to double check under like the songs at the very end that it was him, and it was, and I was like, yes.
He
Yes,
better
but
be in
you
the
can
next
definitely
movie.
tell with some of the notes he hits.
Jack
You're
Black
like,
better be
yep,
in the
that's
next
Jack
movie.
Black.
I would this for me is like Ice Age. No matter how many they make, they're not going to be super hated. Um,
Yeah.
Like there's definitely a difference between the Ice Age movies. The last two they've made are nowhere near comparison to the first two they made.
Yeah.
But they're still not the worst movies I've ever seen, and they're still enjoyable kids movies with the lovable cast we all love. And I think Croods could be the same way. There was several countless moments throughout the show where the movie where I actually laughed and not just like, oh, that was funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
there were
for
so many of those moments for me.
like breathes out of my nose faster, not just the. But I actually laughed and it was good. It was a very
Yes.
funny movie.
100%. The only part where I was left in just awe was the Thunder Sisters return. And that was that because the whole idea, the music for it, everything about it was just so perfect and so well made and scripted.
For me, what made it was the granny. The
It's
granny was what made
100%.
it.
100%. But
Did
honestly, you got like these cool names, and then what is it? Murky Water,
Bogwater.
Bog Water.
Did you guys see? Did you guys watch like the post credit kind of like snapshots or images that they had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Or do you guys have a favorite? Because I do.
A favorite? Um, you got the mom, and you got Dawn and Hope
Yeah, the mom getting
with
stung
the
by
bee
both by
stings.
yeah.
Pointing, yeah.
Yeah, that's always a fun one. I'm trying to remember them.
Mine, like it was a clear winner as soon as I saw it. It was again Grandma Abs, with the punch monkeys, and then like punching her stomach, and then like
Yeah,
one of them
yep,
is like,
that's right.
oh, that one won the cake for me.
That I've had, yeah,
So okay,
but
out of 10 being the best movie you've ever watched, one being the worst one you've ever watched, Pace, and I know what that one is for you. We all know what that one is for you.
yeah.
If I'm going for, if in the category of kids family movies that I just enjoy even now, timeless, I would put this like an 8.
Yeah, that's where I was
8,
honestly.
9. If I'm going for cinematographic masterpieces, I give it like a 6. It's just a fun kids family movie, but as far as kids family
Yeah.
movies goes, it's like
Yeah, it's a pretty good kids movie.
last thing I have to say is that sequels you expect to be like not as good, but like this one like didn't fall that far.
No, this one was probably the best kept up sequel I've seen in a while. I think the
Yeah.
second
Recent,
best was
yes.
probably like maybe I
Toy
would
Story
think
2.
maybe like Toy Story 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Like-
think there are others, maybe a few.
I said in something like that. Gives
But
room
yes.
for it's like et
I
cetera,
get it.
Zach.
What do you guys think?
I,
Okay, go ahead, Zach.
I was gonna.
My opinion doesn't matter. I saw the movie for the first time, so
Oh, okay. Um, I was gonna give it an 8, mostly because I'm just a sucker for comedies and animated movies. But honestly, no, I can see where you're going. The cinematography. Wow, I screwed up that word, but I'm gonna roll with it. I can agree with Andrew. It was. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was still pretty good. 6 or a 7, but it was more like the first movie, just a little bit more updated.
Yeah. If we're comparing, I'm guessing if we're comparing it to all the movies ever, yeah, 6 or 7. Um, if we're comparing it to kids movies, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I 10 out of 10 watch it again.
I was about to say 100% I would watch that again. I would probably still lose my mind after rewatching some of the scenes. Um, especially Wiggis's. I will never forget that.
All right, Payson, the final review.
I'd probably give, after watching both of them recently, I'd probably give Croods probably an 8 because it was relatively good for a kids movie, which it was aimed for. This one that we watched, I'd probably give like a 7.5. Comedy was great, acting was amazing, animation was I, with the 7-year gap, I would have thought a little bit better, and it still was good. Don't get me wrong, but and voice acting was great. I just some of the characters wish they could have been used a little bit more, which I'm fine with because like we got some more. The mother had more dialogue. The grandma had more dialogue. Uh, her wig had more dialogue. Grug and Guy kind of took a back seat. What?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I want to know how they didn't bring this up in the first movie, Wiggs's.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't bring that up either.
In all honesty, they probably didn't think of it, and then they thought of it in the process of this movie.
I mean,
Got
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a point, but
Oh, I think one of my favorite running jokes from the first one was the dad desperately wanting his mother-in-law to die.
Yeah, that was a great joke.
but
The
that's
first one.
stereotypical.
Yeah, but that was
honestly.
still funny.
Oh, it's still funny, yeah.
100%.
I found one thing I do have a problem with continuity wise was in the first movie, Sandy says "Dada" to Grug when he's about to throw her and the mother off the cliff, and then she says "Boomsies" at the end of the second one, and Grug gets also happy because it's her first word, which I'm guessing "Dada" is not a word anymore. So,
No,
I understand. I'm tracking.
but
not
that's
for
just
cave
one of
people.
the things that I found, which it's minor. It's they. I understand
Yeah,
what
but
the
let's
thing
be honest.
was for. It was
Most
to
people probably didn't watch the movies back to back like you just did.
yeah.
And
I totally.
if they did, um, they probably didn't
I
really
also
notice
kind
it.
of wondered where that dog
Doug?
chameleon went at the end of that was in the 3 dog chameleons that were Granny's horse chariots things.
Oh,
The rats that
yeah,
were
no, I know.
connected. Some of those pets never made it into the next one. That Grug
It
saved.
it could have it
The
could
only
have
one that was Chunky and Douglas. Which
it
I
could have
understand. Like
been
they just might
explained
not
in
have
the
wanted
TV
to.
show.
They could have ate him. Who knows?
It could have been explained in the TV show for all I know.
Now,
I don't
because
know.
I
The
don't know.
way the
I
TV
don't
show
know
looked
how
like, it
much.
looked like it was pre guy meeting.
No, Guy is in some of it.
Oh really?
I think the first season is like pre-Guy, and then Guy comes back. Um, so it could be more information in the TV show. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch 4 seasons.
stay tuned next week where we analyze all 4 seasons of the Croods animated TV show to
No.
find
Apparently, I'm
out what
watching.
happened to Grandma's 3 chariot chameleon
Apparently, I'm
rats.
watching the 4 seasons.
But yeah, no, as a kids animated movie with gags and stuff, nothing really wrong with it. Granted, we are college students, we're not parents, so make that decision up for yourself, parentos. But uh, as of what we saw, didn't really see much of anything except for when she cusses, but it's bleeped out, and then Thunk's like, "Oh,
Oh,
this is not a kids' film."
That was
This is
so
taken
subtle, it's
seriously.
hard to catch too.
Yeah,
honestly, when it first happened, I'm like, wait, did she just? And then she did it again and again. I'm like, oh my gosh, she did. They did
Yeah.
actually put this in here.
Yeah, that was a subtle. It wasn't like
It,
Oh
it,
yeah,
it
that.
oh
really
yeah, it
That
was
was
was.
a very
definitely subtle.
subtle way of doing it.
Honestly, you
Oh yeah,
wouldn't have noticed it if she didn't continue.
yeah. I wonder what the punch monkeys are doing on the other side of the thing. Because are they like just growing bananas, or are they just
They're
hanging
just
out,
On
partying.
the on
just
the other
slapping
side of
Grug in
what?
the face? Just
Oh,
They're just partying.
I
I
think that
love
was
how like
another
Phil
really
was
good
like, if
one.
I had a month, I could do this, and then he went to go prove to be right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so he's smart enough to get it.
yeah.
I would have
I
liked to have
think
also
that's
seen
another
Grug
thing I
go full
love.
caveman.
Was guy when they're like, I don't speak Punch Monkey. It'll take me like a few days, maybe a week.
It'll
And
take me
guy's
like a
like,
month.
I speak Punch Monkey
It's
fluently.
not a
It's an
pleasant
ugly
language.
language.
Yeah. I
That's
heard
why he
that.
didn't like Punch Monkey. Which also one of the things that I didn't quite get was Grug said he had never had a banana eh, since like he was a kid. However, they
Yeah.
also handing bananas in the first film to the Punch Monkeys to just stuff like that. It's just like, okay, you could have had a
Hey,
banana.
like I said, it's been 8 years. I'm sure they didn't even pay attention to the
I'm pretty
first
sure they
movie.
were just like, let's try to make it somewhat nuanced. That way, somebody who isn't analyzing this film like every single slot, every single scene is gonna have a fun time. Other people
Yeah.
like me are gonna lose their minds as they watch the thing. Which I'm fine with some of this stuff because I understand it's a kids movie. They're not really trying to go that in depth with it. I'd be kind of scared if they were. But
And honestly, who doesn't like bananas? But
Alrighty then.
all I'm saying is Jack Black better be in the next movie because they teased it at the end.
are you announcing a third Croods movie, Payson?
Are you not expecting one? Well, we are watching another new movie that is new.
Lassie
Well, it's
comes
not.
home.
It's been out for a couple weeks, but it's new to the streaming service industry, Soul. So we will be doing that one next. So join us next week for that.
Dude, I'm gonna have a trip on this one. I've already seen parts of it because I lived with toddlers during winter break, so I've seen parts of it. I saw a good chunk of it. I'm gonna have a fun time with this one, talking about all the little nuances. And don't worry, guys, you don't have to learn a whole new language. All you got to do is punch that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. Maybe hit that notification when you want to be notified when our videos come out. If you have any ideas or suggestions or movies you want to see, put it down in the comments. Any stuff helps out. Share with a friend. It's a movie you think they'd enjoy. Yeah, thanks. I heard the punch monkeys aren't very good at jokes because they can only remember the punchline.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's the buzzer.
Can we just end it there?